Bitcoin's next move? The answer lies in this 2017 chart. What if I told you that Bitcoin is repeating a pattern we've seen before? A pattern that last time led to a massive price move. In 2017, something happened that most investors ignored until it was too late. Bitcoin went from just over $1,000 to nearly $20,000 in under 12 months. But here's what nobody tells you. The same setup is forming again. And if history repeats itself, we might be on the verge of something massive. But this time, will you be ready? Let's dive into the charts and find out. The 2017 Bitcoin surge, the forgotten clues. To understand Bitcoin's next move, we need to go back to 2017. That was the year of crypto's first true mainstream explosion. Prices soared, headlines screamed about Bitcoin millionaires, and retail investors flooded the market. But what really fueled that rally? If we look at the charts, Bitcoin followed a predictable pattern. A slow, steady climb, a brief period of sideways movement, and then boom, parabolic growth. But what's even more interesting? Before every major breakout, Bitcoin had specific consolidation phases, shakeouts, and institutional accumulation periods. And here's where it gets crazy. Bitcoin is showing the exact same price action today. But before I reveal what's coming next, let's break down the key indicators that signaled Bitcoin's explosion in 2017. The signs before the surge, do they match today? In 2017, the first big sign was Bitcoin's 200-day moving average curling upwards. That's exactly what's happening now. The second sign? A sharp increase in whale accumulation. Big money quietly loading up while retail investors hesitated. Guess what? Whales are buying again right now. And finally, the biggest tell? The fear and greed index flipped from extreme fear to extreme greed within months. Sound familiar? Here's where things get interesting. These aren't just coincidences. They're patterns. And if history holds true, Bitcoin could be on the verge of repeating its 2017 cycle. But there's one crucial difference that changes everything this time. The psychological trap. Most investors will get this wrong. Here's where most people fail. In 2017, thousands of investors sold too early, scared by minor pullbacks. Others FOMO'd in at the top, buying Bitcoin at $19,000, only to watch it crash. And right now, the same psychological traps are forming. The media is flipping bullish, new retail investors are hesitating, and institutions are quietly buying. If you're watching this video, you're ahead of 90% of investors. But knowing this pattern isn't enough. The real question is, how will you use it? What happens next? So where does Bitcoin go from here? Based on past cycles, two outcomes are most likely. 1. Bitcoin consolidates briefly before a major breakout, pushing towards new all-time highs. Or 2. We see a short-term shakeout, a drop that scares weak hands before the real rally begins. Smart investors aren't reacting emotionally. They're preparing. Because if Bitcoin follows its historical pattern, this could be the last chance to position yourself before the next big wave. So what happens next? Will Bitcoin repeat its 2017 breakout? Or will this time be different? The signs are there, but only those paying attention will profit. If you want to stay ahead of the market, subscribe now, and don't miss my next video, Bitcoin Investing Brain Boost for long-term success. Because knowing when to buy is just as important as knowing when to sell. If you like this video, subscribe, like, and watch the next video to support the channel.